Thank you for joining us. We'll be speaking about the identities of a Christian. As a Christian, you have different identities, different roles that you are supposed to play. Same person, same individuality, different roles, different identities to play as a Christian. Take myself, for example. I play the role of a husband. I'm also a father, and I'm someone's son. 3 identities, 3 roles, same person. Each of those roles having different expectations, responsibilities, and rewards. The life of a Christian follows this same pattern. In studying the scriptures, I've identified them to be 7. There might be many more. I think there are others as well. But these are the 7 major ones. It's the same thing too with God. Different identities, same God. You can't just know him as Elohim, the creator. You also have to know him as El Shaddai, Yahweh, and many more. So one of the main identities of a Christian is defined in Revelation 5:10. It says God has made us unto our God kings and priests. You know, these roles were formerly separated in the Old Testament. Some theologians even believe that the original text says kingdom of priests, not kings and priests. But I beg to differ, because in First Peter, it was said the word royal priesthood was used. That's a combination of both. Royal is having a kingly connotation there. You know. So if we are going to define a king, we say a king is responsible for the physical well-being of people, their lives and their properties, while the priest is responsible for the spiritual well-being of people. That's what they believe. How they conduct their life, their values. So if I should take an example, I have a staff called John. If I say, John, look after the office for me, I'm traveling for some days. Essentially what I've done there is to make John a king and a priest. As a king, he's responsible for the physical infrastructure in that office. The computers, the furniture, the air conditioning, even security and well-being of staff. It falls under a kingly mandate. And as a priest, is responsible for how the staff conduct themselves. How they conduct themselves in abiding to the policies of the office. The policies already laid down in the office. How they interact with customers. He even needs to intercede when conflicts arise. What they should do, what they should not do. You know. So in Genesis 1, we see God ordaining Adam as a king. We say he gave him dominion over creatures in the air, in the sea, and on land. This is a kingly mandate. In making him a priest, that was done in chapter 2. I think he did that practically. He brought the animals to him to name the animal. You can't name anything if you don't know the purpose. And if you don't know the purpose, you look at the identity and ascribe a name that fits to that. In a way, setting the trajectory for whatever you're naming. So priests determine our way of conduct, what we believe. Essentially, they're influencers. We see many of them on social media. You know, some people pick their lifestyle from influencers. How they think, how they dance, and all that. These influencers are serving the priestly function, whether they know it or not. You know? Teachers are also priests. Teachers educate us on what we should do, what our beliefs should be. They help to define our values. In fact, in the Old Testament, they were called teaching priests. Ezra was one of them. There was a time, in 2 Chronicles, they said there was a time in the land of Israel that there was no teaching priest. The land descended into chaos. It's an essential ingredient for a well-functioning society. So, in life, kings are mostly business, political leaders, and priests are mostly pastors, evangelists, anyone who has that grace to influence people. You notice that even kings, priests, anyone vying for political office will sometimes go to see an influencer to have their buy-in. They go to see priests, pastors, imams, anyone who has the grace of influence in deciding what people should do, defining beliefs that people should follow. It's not that people don't know how to make a choice. It's just that there are several pillars that serve as representation, that define culture. If I find out that a certain influencer speaks my language, have my kind of mindset, my kind of orientation, there's more likelihood that I will follow what that influencer is saying. It's an essential ingredient in any community. So know that whatever your role is in the society, you are also serving as a king, as a priest. In your office, at your work, in your family, your community, is expected to display the values of God, because your lifestyle will speak. So I pray that the ability to recognize your role as king and priest will begin today. I also pray that you begin to take action and steps to execute on this mandate. I pray that you won't subject your heart, your beliefs, your values to the wrong priest, in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Please share this message and listen to the other ones as we continue to speak on the identities of a Christian. See you next time.